a little time to hop in here after a fun, I mean, maybe I'm a little biased, but a fun Texas race. We'll get into that in a minute, but let me get this tweet out really quick so that everyone knows we're live. Change the old thumbnail here. We have a special guest with us here today. Thank you for coming on last minute, Chenry.
What's up?
Great to have you, dude.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
All right. And then I also told Spencer I'd text him when we're live. Once I get that done, we can get started here. All right. Welcome back to the Slide Job Podcast. I am your host, Left Turn Central or Colton Smith, here joined by co-host Ben Miller, and filling in for co-host Brandon Bull Davis is special guest and original co-host of the show, Chenry 20. Chenry, welcome back to the show.
It's great to be back. First time since Darlington pre-race.
We could not have that last season though, right? Or were you on?
I did the Chase preview on Darlington. Was the last one I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I do remember that.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, great to have you back, bro.
Thank you.
Could not have picked a better race to have Chenry back, as Bowman finished third. The hottest streak Bowman has had in a while, and we'll get into that. We also got to talk about my boy Chase Elliott knocking out the win. Boy, did I ever see flashes of early Chase Elliott when him and Hamlin were side by side on the final restart. He's lost a few of those in his career, but that's the beauty of being a 10-year vet now. Is you come out on the winning end of those things. So it was really great to see an overall great race with Chase Elliott getting the win. But the race itself was a blast, in my opinion. The first stage was pretty chalk. We didn't have any cautions or anything, throwing us off a bit there. Texas has kind of gained a reputation to be one of the more wildest tracks because you have all these different strategies that come up: 2 tires, no tires, staying out. And that's what we saw finally come play out in stage 2. We had an early caution early on in that. Stage 1, by the way, went to Eric Jones, if that doesn't tell you. It was crazy enough because there was a first career stage win for Eric Jones, who's been around throughout the entire era. But he does get the stage win with Carson Hocevar and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was being the top 3. Now, Hocevar was your pole sitter, but he had fallen out of favor, and that was due to a late stage caution that got them there. But then that put them kind of behind the 8 ball for a bit. Hocevar would recover, but then we get into stage 2 where early stage cautions breed chaos in the field because the window's open. So then you have people like Corey Heim and Brad who were behind the 8 ball from qualifying, and they end up taking the lead or staying out and staying out front for a bit, but they have to pit. That opens up the door for Chase Elliott, and I think there was another late stage caution, if I'm not mistaken. But that leaves Chase Elliott open for a stage 2 victory with Reddick and Keselowski even being able to stay out. And Spencer sees that Chenry is in the chat. Chenry is not in the chat today, but he is on the screen. I'm sure Spence is thrilled to see Chenry on a day other than a 3-2-1 Tuesday as well. But Chase Elliott got the stage win there. Tyler Reddick second, Brad Keselowski third. Hamlin and Priest round out your top 5 there. And then we get into stage number 3, which kind of, I would say it wasn't chalk per se, but it was like we kind of had the big mix-ups and everything just kind of stayed the same. Everyone had 4 fresh tires, and the track position was the big factor in this race as we expected it to be, as it is difficult to pass at Texas, and the different strategies is what makes it. But we had comers and goers, we had short run cars, long run cars, and we saw that kind of shuffling. But through it all, Chase Elliott was able to hold on to the lead and we get to about 10 laps to go. Everything's nice and dandy. Maybe Denny Hamlin is about to catch up because Keselowski's giving Chase Elliott the Newman treatment. But then a caution comes out for Corey Heim, who had an outstanding day. And really, I glossed over that. Corey Heim led a large portion of stage 2. I think he ended up with the most laps led. That's just kind of a testament to how many different leaders we had. No, I think that was just a Mike Joy getting the wrong stat or something, because Chase Elliott did end up leading the most laps.
You say about the most in stage 3.
Maybe there was something like
Yeah,
that.
sounds about right.
I mean, it's on strategy, but he's still a fast car.
Right. But yeah, so huge shout out to Corey Heim, even though he made me very angry when he wrecked and I thought Chase Elliott was going to lose. Still just showing why he deserves a Cup Series ride. Kevin Harvick mentioned it on the broadcast. Like, this dude, when he has a rocket ship, he can show it, and he deserves the chance of having a rocket ship week in and week out. So that wreck happens. We get to a long caution because they're trying to get Heim onto pit road, and then we get to the final restart in which Chase Elliott pulls out, wins, holding off Hamlin. You have some Chargers with fresh tires like Tyler Reddick and Daniel Suarez, but just not enough time in the day for them to get the job done. So Chase Elliott is your winner, with Hamlin finishing in second place, Alex Bowman edging out that third place finish, Tyler Reddick fourth, and then Chris Buescher round out your top 5. His first top 10 at his home track in Texas.
Wow.
Absolutely wild. But Spencer brought it up. Got to chat about Kyle Busch. Seemed like the finish was disappointing for the day that he had. Most certainly is, but also in part his own fault. So, Chenry, I'll let you talk here. You had just watched the John Hunter Nemechek thing right before the.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle was like threw him in the wall on the last lap. I don't know what resulted in that happening. I don't know if Nemechek doored him, or I don't know what resulted in that contact. I've yet to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he was angry about some. Definitely harsh though, because I mean, that speed at a mile and a half, just driving him straight into the wall is uncalled for.
Yeah.
At that level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's going to be a fine thrown at Kyle Busch this week, because that definitely looked intentional.
Just shows you how frustrated he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But KFC is back anger-wise.
I mean, yeah, that is good. That is a good sign to see. I mean, we definitely missed that Kyle Busch for sure. I mean, he was having such a great day. I mean, I know RCR, they definitely made a lot of changes this week with the crew chief position. Andy Street taking over for Jim Pullman, which I feel like that was a great move, because Pullman, he had to go. And with all the radio chatter that we saw at Bristol between Pullman and Busch, you know, that was just the time that Pullman, he just needs to move on to a different role at RCR. But I feel like with Andy Street stepping in and crew chief, but I think that is going to be an eye-opener for the field, because I feel like they showed some potential today, what they could do as driver and crew chief. I feel like that Andy Street, he's going to continue to do some good things for Kyle Busch, but just disappointing because he was having such a good day and by far his best race of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was going to be the talk of the episode regardless of how the race went. It's not necessarily in as bright a light, but we do have to mention the great weekend the A team had. They qualified top 10, which is one of RCR as a team, RCR affiliates. That's been one of their biggest problems, is qualifying. Qualifies top 10, runs top 10 for the majority of the race, gets shuffled out of it there, but still had a chance to come home with a top 15 finish, with the broadcast noted was their goal for this weekend, and doesn't get the job done. And as Papa Scorch said, all his own doing, wrecked Nemechek and himself. That's just how it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to go back and look at the replay again, but from my perspective, it looked like Busch, he moved up the racetrack when he didn't even know Nemechek was there on his outside. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I might take a look at it here in a minute, but
yeah.
Kyle let his anger get the best of him, and that's what we saw with young Kyle Busch. He's driving frustrated right now, and that's his main problem.
Yep.
Driving frustrated, driving in equipment that is not top tier equipment. I think like 6th or 7th. Okay, great job, Colton. No, but like unironically, somewhere in that 6th to 7th range in the speed chart that Bull had sent us earlier this week. So, yeah, it's a very unfortunate thing. I'm taking a look at the incident here. Yeah, no, that wasn't that. Kyle Busch damn well knew the 42 was there. He just simply cleared himself.
That's what I
Not
thought.
there. No frustration. It's just blatant. Cleared himself. Cleared. Not first of all, he does it to Nemechek on the front stretch, puts him in the wall, and then when Nemechek is still on his outside, he proceeds to put him in the wall again. So,
The last one was definitely on purpose.
He just wanted to, he was mad at himself and what happened and losing the good run he had, and he took it out on John Hunter Nemechek. Simple enough. John Hunter Nemechek and Kyle Busch, I would think, have a decent history though, because obviously
Busch was also hella pissed at Hocevar.
I think Busch is just pissed at the world and is just taking it out on everybody. Like it's, I think there's might be some more stuff going on behind the scenes with him, but I won't sit here and speculate.
And he just doesn't care.
But where's he going? Because once again, as I look back to these results, Daniel Suarez is the top finishing Spire car with a 6th place finish. After looking terrible at the start of the race, found his way back in the top 10 and stuck in the top 10 after that. And then we have Carson Hocevar, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney rounding out. But Suarez, another outstanding day. And we look at the standings, and this guy is just cementing himself in this playoff talk.
I mean, I agree. I don't think he goes to Spire. I did hear someone bring up, I think it was Iceberg, a McDowell retirement potential.
I could see that. McDowell has been very silent this season. He was matching Carson Hocevar where he was kind of Hocevar's yin to yang, you know, that whole saying. That was McDowell and Hocevar. And this season, I definitely have noticed a step back. Like today, I got to scroll all the way down to 27th to find out where he finished at. Like it feels like a day that he typically McDowell is in the mix in the top 20, and he really was a non-factor throughout the day. So I could really see that. It does seem like he's kind of losing his touch there in the 71. I hope it's not true, because McDowell's a fun driver, always been one of the harder working guys in the garage, but just kind of the reality of the sport we're in.
Booted for somebody like Kyle or maybe a Bowman and fall into like a colleague ride or something.
Yeah, I can definitely see that for sure.
It's not like a knock at McDowell. He's just kind of like the odd man out there at this point, I feel.
Yeah.
If you bring in a veteran, why do you need McDowell? To do the same thing that I don't know if Kyle would have been better than him, honestly.
Yeah.
The ceiling would be higher. I think he'd wreck a lot more cars.
But we did see today when Busch had a good car, had track position, he was able to maintain it and have a pretty great Busch performance. Like he was in the top 5 for a bit. He was passing very well. One other storyline I do want to mention is, if not for that late race caution, Chris Buescher was going to be the only Ford in the top 10. I think the second highest Ford was going to be Cindric, if I'm not mistaken, right around the like 12th or 13th range. Obviously, it shuffled up. We got Ryan Blaney in the top 10 and Keselowski up to 13th. But all in all, pretty like Chevy's been the team that's been largely talked about for their struggles, but I don't think we talk enough about Ford and their quiet start to the season. Like Blaney has been Blaney. Blaney is on an island at Ford. And I would argue that Chris Buescher's on his own island. He's very consistent regardless of how his teammates perform. Keselowski had a good car, a much better car than he ran most of the race, but just never had the track position, which is huge here. And Priest has been silently good too. But I feel like you see the struggles that Logano's gone through. Cindric has been indifferent to this season. And you know, you look at the rest of the field, front row hasn't been anything special. I do see why Chevy is getting a lot of talk, but I also think Ford should maybe get some of the spotlight too.
Chevy's getting a lot of talk, but Elliott's sitting third in points.
Ahead
of Blaney.
Ahead of Blaney. I mean, a win will do that in today's world with that boosted points.
I know Kyle's had some struggles, but he's still 8th in points. And you know he's going to knock off a win at some point.
Mm-hmm. Kyle
Yeah,
Larson, it is not Kyle Busch.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
Larson. Same with
Just in
Byron.
case you
He's gonna-
needed clarification.
Byron's going to
Yeah, I
find a way to
mean-
win at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought today was going to be today that we finally see Kyle Larson in victory lane because, I mean, he's been performing well at the 1.5 mile tracks this year. I mean, he almost won at Kansas a couple weeks ago, let on the white flag up until he got passed by Reddick. But, I mean, the car was just not there today. And it's just bad luck continues for that 5 car. And especially with Hendrick Motorsports, they're still trying to get used to this new Chevy body. But yeah, it was definitely disappointing to see Larson in that rut today because, like I said, I thought that he was going to be a factor today because you know how he is on the 1.5 mile tracks, but it just shows you how Hendrick Motorsports, they still need more time to get used to this new Chevy body. Or, Larson, Byron.
I'll say Larson's team does. Chase Elliott's team may have figured it out.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, good point, because Elliott's team, they definitely figured it out. I mean, with 2 wins already this year, but Larson and Byron, they definitely got some work to do for sure.
Yeah.
Even Bowman looked real good today. That was his best race of the season. The entire
Definitely, most certainly Bowman's best race of the
He
season.
seems to go every year, has like that stretch a couple of times a year. We'll give like 3 straight top 5s, not hear from him again for like a month.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're on.
that is kind of the Bowman wave.
Yeah.
But continuing, I do want to mention William Byron because while I was kind of noticing his silentness throughout the start of the year and people were starting to mention it, a lot of credit to him for finishing 8th. He was sideways on the front stretch and very well could have been out of the race and then worked his way back up to 8th place. That's a great day for him. Just kind of just spawned back in that top 10. And, you know, that is a Byron thing that tends to happen. So credit to him on that. And we got to give credit to Riley Herbst for an 11th place finish, the best 1.5 mile finish of Herbst's young career. Had really had a pretty good start to the year. We had mentioned it, had kind of fallen back down the ladder, but working his way back up the ladder with a good finish today. Got up there with that strategy, but most races I would expect him to fall back, and he was really he deserved an 8th to 7th place finish today. He was hung around, was fighting Suarez, I think, for 7th before the caution had come out. So really great day from the 35 team and Riley Herbst. I mean, if he keeps performing like this, Corey Heim would do better in that car. Can you really argue, especially considering the fact his dad bought that ride? Should he really be out of that ride? So to get me to say that Riley Herbst maybe deserves to stay in the Cup Series is a lot.
I will say this. He's proving to me, starting to slowly prove to me that he's deserving of a Cup ride.
Yeah.
Not over Corey Heim.
Mm-hmm.
But half the field ain't deserved over Corey Heim.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, going into the season, there was definitely a lot of pressure on Riley Herbst to perform in that 35 car because going into the season, we all know that, Corey Heim, he's taking over the 35 in 2027. Well, Herbst isn't really going to do a whole lot compared to Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick. But, he's been proving some people wrong. I mean, I feel like he's proving that he belongs in the Cup Series and, he's putting together solid results. I mean, big leap from his rookie year last year to showing more speed, getting more results, being a factor on these 1.5 mile racetracks. I mean, there's potential that he's going to stay at 23:11. I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing right now, I think there is a possibility he is back in that 35 car over Corey Heim. But Herbst, he's been definitely fun to watch this year.
I still think part of me feels like his dad bought the Charter to be satisfying as long as he still has a Cup ride.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him in that 3rd legacy car still likely working out a deal with Toyota.
Yep.
I think that's really maybe the next big domino to fall this off season or silly season. I mean, obviously Alex Bowman and his future plans, which Spencer mentioned in the chat. But I think that's the next a really big domino is who gets that ride. Jesse Love is getting a lot of, the rumor talks. Corey Heim seems like the obvious choice for me. If I'm Legacy, I want Corey Heim in that car. But then also does Riley Herbst get the move over there? But if Herbst is doing well in the 35, well is a relative term for Riley Herbst's career. But why would you take him out of that, and why not put Heim in? Because Toyota doesn't value Corey Heim quite as clearly, not as much as we value Corey Heim. So the way I see it from their perspective, why not just put Heim in the 84 car? I think is what they confirmed it'll be the 84 car. So, yeah, I don't see why not. And Legacy's no slouch. 12th place today should have been 2 top 15s from the Legacy cars with
absolutely
John Nemechek, if not for good old Kyle Busch. So, really, I don't know if that would be that bad. That'd be like 3 drivers that I just think are more talented than the equipment that they drive in at the time. So,
for sure,
that'd be a really interesting lineup to see
You
there.
could
But
let Heim develop in the Legacy car in like year 3, get him in a top tier car.
Good point. Yeah,
I always wonder why like another manufacturer doesn't just come in and swoop him up.
That's
Like,
why
why
I
not
feel like
put
he
him
knows
in the
something.
71 Aspire? So like that's why I feel like he has to know something. Like you said, he has to know something else. But continuing back down these results, we got Brad in 13th, Ryan Preece sneaking out of 14th place, Austin Cindric getting a 15th place out of the clutches of an 11th place finish, Connor Zilic with what might be his best finish of the season other than Coda, 16.
Which has not been good.
Yeah, it's been ugly. I'm waiting until like mid-season to really start those conversations. I want to see like why have the conversation today when he's going to go to Watkins Glen next week and probably run top 10.
Part of me though says young inexperienced driver, really young, on top of a not good Trackhouse team right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've seen that combination a time or two. Yeah,
Alex Bowman's 9 points behind him right now, and he missed 5 races.
Yeah,
that's anything.
It's been abysmal, and it kind of gives more credit to Shane Van Gisbergen and what he's been able. I mean, not that he did anything today. He did finish 17th, I guess. So I guess I can't really hate on that. But like Zilic, he really was a non-factor all day. Kind of gives a little more credit to Shane Van Gisbergen because if he was in a better team, perhaps he would run better at the 1.5 miles. So he's not really perhaps running worse than his teammates at the 1.5 miles anymore. It's just that the team itself is running bad.
Yep.
For sure. Ross Chastain today was running the top 10 and choked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say
hit the old speed penalty.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say he had such a great run going. I mean, he even had a great run last week at Talladega, getting a top 10. He carried that momentum into the Lone Star State, but like you mentioned, Colton got caught speeding on pit road. But yeah, that was a bummer for Ross Chastain because that team, they were in need for a good run. I mean, that was just definitely disappointing for sure to see Ross Chastain get that penalty because he had a fast car. He definitely had a top 10 caliber car to contend. But yeah, that was definitely disappointing to see from that one group.
Skipping around here, Chase Briscoe with the 23rd place finish. He was much faster than that, but it seemed like he just did everything in his power to not do well today. Had that like first, and a lot of it was incidental, but I'm hard on him because he was on my team and I would have liked to have at least a point for my second round pick, but especially when he was a top 10 car. But anyways, he was about to take the lead early on in stage 1 when Carson Hocevar's car fell off, but then there's like a really weird draft thing that if you didn't hit the corners correctly, you would get really slowed down by the dirty air. And then that allowed Hamlin to get around him. He just had to kind of figure out the timing of the passes there. And it was just something he didn't quite know yet. And that held him back. He had a pit road incident that held him back a bit. And then got like a little bit of damage on the right front. And then that was just his day. Like it was just, that was it. And it didn't even like immediately hit too. Like he had the damage. Harvick pointed it out, but then it didn't really slow him down. And then the next thing you know, he's in like 19th. So rough day.
Just going to be a bad luck year for him.
It's been a bad luck year for really as good as Gibbs has ran. You look at Ty Gibbs today, having had a good run going until he got in an incident. You look at Christopher Bell, who probably had the fastest car all day, but he ended up getting caught up in a wreck from Gillen just spinning out in turn 4. It's kind of just been a bad luck year for the Gibbs team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And Papa Scorch is celebrating that the Lagooner is out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
Pit road was a wild place today for sure.
it definitely
The
was.
chase, thank you for clarifying that. I'll always forget to say that, but yeah, scrolling down to these results, really the only other notable finishers is Larson came back in and was able to pass Cole Custer. Gibbs and Logano and Bell were all scratches. Pit
How about
road incident
Logano
for
avoiding that
Logano.
wreck and then immediately wrecking on pit road?
Yeah, not even like
Oh, yeah.
seconds later.
Yeah, he avoided William Byron. Is that right?
Yeah, avoided Byron when he was
Yep.
spinning barely, and then ended up just getting into it with Cole Custer and a little train there on pit road.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that happened. I mean, looked like Custer just stomped on the brakes, and Logano, he just did not have any time to react.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, talk about another driver running into bad luck. I mean, Logano in these last few races. I mean, I go back to Kansas, I go back to Darlington, I go back, and even today at Texas. I mean, this is supposed to be even year magic for Joey Logano, and
There was one race this year he ran like 30th on speed.
Yeah, I think that was either. I'm thinking that was Darlington, if I'm not mistaken.
It
But
was Darlington or Martinsville.
I think he got a top 5 at Martinsville.
Did he get top 5 Martinsville?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Then.
But yeah, some of these faster tracks that we go to. I mean, where's the speed from this 22 car? Like I said, it's supposed to be even year magic for him to try to get that fourth championship, and we're just not seeing that out of this 22 group. I mean, they definitely got some work to do for sure, because this is not looking good right now for Joey Logano.
Yeah, can't argue with that. And as we turn our attention to the current point standings, Tyler Reddick is your leader. Shocker there. Hamlin did gain, I think, 2 or 3 points on him, if that. But he's in second place. Chenry, you mentioned Chase Elliott has bumped his way up to third in the point standings, and just a few points, just 8 points behind Denny Hamlin for that second place spot. Blaney slides a bit. He had one of those, Blaney has this day every single race, but he just didn't have the portion of the day where he gets back into it. And part of that's just how hard it is to pass at Texas. Chris Buescher has jumped his way into 5th place in the point standings. Also, Chase Elliott, one thing I do want to mention, and we should talk about Chris Buescher, but I forgot to mention, he is the first driver to have multiple wins this season outside of Tyler Reddick, of course. So in a pretty spread out season, Chase Elliott is the first driver to hit that multi-win mark outside of Tyler Reddick, who is, the races are rigged for him anyways. But let's circle back to Chris Buescher, because, I love talking my boy Chris Buescher. And he is just quietly rattled off 6 top 10s, 5th in the point standings with a pretty good gap to get up to the 4th. But hey, if he snacks out a win like today, he was just really quietly a top 5 car, bottom half of the top 5, sure. But if things were able to go his way, he could have gotten the win there. And I think just being there, that's what Chris Buescher does. He just finds his way in that top 10 on a day where the 6 and 60 were nowhere really to be found outside of some strategy. He is just fine hanging out, and that is what this format is made for. People like Chris Buescher who know how to just get the results, gather the stage points, and find their way in. And we talked about a couple weeks ago, the top 6 are probably the most likely to win the championship. If you're in that 7 and below range, you have a lot of work cut out for you to make that jump to the top. So this is huge that Buescher is hanging out in the top 5. He can continue to build himself in that top 5, which I'm very confident he'll be able to do. Watkins Glen's one of his best tracks coming up. Who's to say he doesn't beat SVG out there, because he maybe did the first time around. Maybe not.
2024.
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm really worried about SVG next weekend. I don't think Trackhouse is as good.
Yeah, that's a good point, Henry.
We saw it at Coda, where he essentially willed them to that 2nd or 3rd place finish, and even noted that the car was ass.
He has noted that is his worst road course, by the way.
Yeah,
but I mean, I could say that, and he could still run top 5 and win the race somehow.
Yeah.
Might carry the car.
But if I'm Chris Buescher, I got the Glen Circle. That's been one of my best tracks on the schedule. I'm riding around right up there with Ryan Blaney, right up there with Chase Elliott. ahead of Larson, Byron, Bubba, Bell, Logano, Briscoe in the point standings. Like, putting RFK on the map as he has been for quite a few years now.
He could jump Blaney because Penske has not been good at road courses.
Yeah.
Consistently.
And Blaney has been Blaney did have a really good coda. We do have to point that out.
I mean, Blaney always can sneak in the top 5, top 10.
Yeah. I think Blaney, he's solid at the road courses.
Yeah. It just seems Penske, that just seems to be like where they lack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah, I just don't see Cindric being a factor next week at the Glen, and I don't even see Logano being a factor next week because those are the two guys at Penske that struggle on the road courses. But we see Ryan Blaney show potential on these road courses. I mean, we saw it at Coda, like we
wasn't
mentioned.
Cindric real good on the road courses in Xfinity?
That's exactly what I was about to point out because like that's not a Cindric thing. We should know that because he dominated road course racing in the Xfinity series. That's what it was called at the time before you come at me, O'Reilly series though. He makes that jump and jump to the Cup, and he's never has really been a factor at road courses outside of like the one like off race he had, I think at Road America. I remember him leading some laps or something like that.
It's probably strategy.
I think that was that the year he was in the 33 before he went full time?
33.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
a lot of it could be confidence with him as well because of just how
confidence goes
wishy-washy it does. And that's what I'm hoping for Chase Elliott. But keeping through these point standings, 6th place in the points is none other than Carson Hocevar. Just got a 3-point gap to Ty Gibbs, but Ty Gibbs is another one. Had a rough race, but he's still hanging out 7th in the point standings. 2 drivers that are really making that jump this year and are solidifying themselves as top 10 drivers. But I will say this area of the point standings, and then I'll let you talk, Henry, is pretty covered by a blanket here. We got Larson just about 10 points back of Gibbs. Kozlowski's about 7 points back of Larson. Byron's only 3 points back of Kozlowski. Bubba's just 4 points back of Byron. Ryan Preece is just 5 points back of Bubba. You got Christopher Bell just about 7 points back. And then you got a good gap to Daniel Suarez, who is on an island in 14th with 30 points back of Bell, but also 30 points ahead of Cindric. But I'll to wrap out the top 16, Cindric is chilling in 15th, and you have Chase Briscoe up to 16th. I think he was 17th last we looked in at him. So got some stage points. I was able to get him up into the 16th position in the chase. But that now kicks out Joey Logano. But Chinner, you were going to make a point. I cut you off about Gibbs and Hocevar.
I think Gibbs is a dark horse championship contender.
I agree. Yeah.
And this coming from a guy who was very down on him coming into this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has been consistent. I'm not saying he's going to win the championship. I'm just saying he might be in the top 5 heading into Homestead.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, Chenry, I completely agree with you. I mean, Ty Gibbs has been one of the best drivers to watch this year in the Cup Series. I mean, like you mentioned, he's been consistent. He's been knocking out these top 5 finishes. He's been showing up to the track with great speed. Doesn't even matter what track, road course, short track, mile and a half, you name it. I mean, we knew eventually this was going to be the year in his 4th year in the Cup Series that he was eventually going to break through to get that first career win. And we saw it at Bristol. But yeah, I feel like he's definitely a championship contender for sure. But he's been arguably
checks out.
Say that again.
My Byron comparison checks out.
Yep, it definitely does.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I always have to bite my tongue when we talk about Ty Gibbs because I really shit on Ty Gibbs a lot, and I damn well knew, and I feel like there was at least a time or two when we were definitely during the Chris Gabehart situation where I was like, and I know there's many times I point out that like this guy won 8 races in Xfinity at the age of like 19, much like, Connor Zilic did. So I have to bite my tongue every time, but like I'm not the least bit surprised that Gibbs is finally like figuring it out. Like you saw the talent was there. It was only a real matter of time before it finally rose to the top.
Hocevar too might be a dark horse for that.
Yeah. I think he's definitely learning. He's being more mature as a race car driver. So I feel like he's taking the mistakes that he's made in the past and using that as a learning curve, and I feel like it's making him a better driver right now, which is why he is 6th in the points.
And everyone says he needs to go to Hendrick, which maybe I'm biased on this. Why would you want to leave right now if you're contending at Spire? You're in a contending ride.
It's a good point.
He's currently above Larson and Byron in points. Obviously,
if he would go to Hendrick, he would be the 3rd or 4th focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
Spire's making big leaps. We'll see. You know, sometimes we see a team make a really great start and then kind of lose that footing throughout the summer. That'll be a very, very interesting thing to follow as we get ever so closer to Prime taking over coverage.
I almost feel like the 77's a 5th Hendrick car.
Is it?
In a way. I feel like they get more.
Well, we know Gordon. It might be the 4th Hendrick car. might actually be the 4th Hendrick car, but we know Jeff Gordon's in those DMs.
I'm just saying.
Confirmation of that.
I've heard.
You got footage of Hendrick and him talking. They might just be like, we can't. You're a brand risk for us, but you can go over there and succeed at Spire. We don't got no beef.
I probably wouldn't like him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good talking point there. Continuing, looking at that cut line, Logano's about 5 points back, or come on, Colton, do math better. 7 points back at Briscoe in that cutoff line. Ross Chastain is even further back in 18th. Shane Van Gisbergen continues to fall. He's in 19th now. Probably about to go back up, though. AJ Allmendinger, for whatever reason, is in 20th place in the point standings.
I actually want to shout him out because they're getting nothing, and he's still top 20 points. Like, I want to give him, he's back starting.
Yeah, gotta be
for sure.
Zane Smith, Eric Jones, 21st, 22nd, and when you get to AJ Allmendinger here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers within 15 points of each other. I'll go and you got Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon just within 20 points. So this area of the point standings will likely be shifting to and fro throughout the next couple of weeks, but you have Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse, Todd Gillen, 25th, Kyle Busch, 26th, Austin Dillon, 27th, Herbst, 28th now after his great day today. Josh Berry continues to sink, and I think that's another domino that's going to be lining up here to fall.
I think that might be the landing place to Jesse Love.
That's a good point.
That was Love the one that, or no, that was not Love. It was who the hell is in the Carson Quavel. Carson Quavel was the one where randomly they're like, oh, he might be in the 2 car next year. And a lot of times with out of left field stuff, there is a little more correlation than there is. I would say that imagine if we put Rodney Childers, which I don't know if that would work, Rodney Childers and Carson Quavel in that 21.
I don't think it'll happen, but
maybe. I don't
Childers
think
is pretty happy.
I think there's too many free agents for them to go get Quaffle.
Yeah,
that's fair. But so you're saying Jesse Love is the one though?
He's got a higher ceiling. It could be potential Logano replacement in the future.
You saying he has a higher ceiling than Quaffle?
Jesse Love, yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, we're comparing 2 very high ceilings here, Chinry.
Yeah.
But I get your point. But yeah, I would say Josh Berry is probably all right. And it's just every time I just think of
part of me feels Quaffle is
a video that's probably coming out this week. It's like, how did Matty Benedetto get crucified for
honestly though?
Exactly.
that Wood Brothers Racing has gone through.
Did you hear Brad talk about there's another charter available?
You said what now?
No, I did not.
Brad mentioned there's no charters for sale to get one for the 60 next season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there isn't.
And he acted like it's going to be a struggle. Could maybe they lease Priest until Brad retires and maybe work out some with Ford to get him in the 21?
Perhaps.
I mean, it's a Penske team, but I'm just trying to think. I don't think they want to lose Priest. But if I'm Brad, I don't think he's really ready to retire, and he's not performing bad enough to retire.
I agree.
And you can't get rid of
I agree too. Yeah.
So maybe at least in the front row. And I think Braxton's out for ride.
Yeah, Gregson, good lord.
That might be more
Yeah.
likely if they're able to get a deal front row to housing until Brad's ready.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because something makes me feel like Wood Brothers is going to go younger with this hire. I don't know. If I would prefer to go Ryan Priest than I would go younger. Like,
I feel like
Wood Brothers
Penske's
just needs
got
to get
more
some
say in
numbers on
that
the
than
board.
anything.
Yeah,
honestly.
they definitely do.
I feel like
Very
it's
true.
Thursday unless Penske has somebody. Then Penske has somebody, then it's get out.
Corey Heim.
That wouldn't be a bad move.
He should be.
Yeah.
Give me Corey Heim. Corey Heim is more. It's hard to say Corey Heim is more deserving than Jesse Love because Jesse Love is an Xfinity champion, but Jesse Love has also ran Cup Series races, and I think about the same as Corey Heim probably in terms of starts. Maybe Heim probably has more under his belt.
Yeah,
but,
he does.
Regardless, definitely a lot better. Of course, also Heim is running in potentially the third best team in the sport right now in 2311, whereas RCR is not that. So, context for sure, but yeah, I have no problem saying Heim deserves to be in the 21 over really anybody.
Yeah,
Heim deserves it right over a lot of people in the field.
Should we just list them off here? Ty Dillon, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Riley Herbst, Austin Dillon. Yes, I said Austin Dillon. Okay, I can't say Kyle Busch. Todd Gillen.
Maybe Zane Smith.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Okay, I hate making this list now. Michael McDowell.
Zane Smith.
And we're not saying these people aren't deserving. I'm just saying Corey Heim in his short tenure at 2311, I feel has shown.
I'm not going to say dangerous words. That's when I'm going to stop. I'll stop after Cindric.
Yeah, that was a terrible thing to do. Good thing only one person's watching right now.
Because there's a higher ceiling. These guys are deserving of rides.
Yeah.
But not backup drivers.
Yeah, no. All right. Let's go ahead and shift topics here. Let's go ahead and move along to the Truck Series race on Friday. I was unable to tune in. Did you guys happen to tune in? And
I caught
so. I did see Hocevar and Busch 1-2. Busch me.
Tyler actually came back after wrecking himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he came back
because I caught him washed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming back from nearly 2 laps down.
That sounds like a Kyle Busch day if I ever seen one. Caden Honeycutt third place. Yeah. Caden Honeycutt with the third place finish. Brandon Jones running in the Tricon garage.
Caden Honeycutt actually had maybe the fastest truck at the end. Just made a mistake, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Caden Honeycutt was a name that Bull had mentioned as somebody to watch in the Truck Series. I kind of agreed, and I didn't realize how well Caden Honeycutt would run, though, when I did agree. Ben Rhodes rounds out your top 5. He was your pole sitter. Lane Riggs, starting from the back, came all the way up to 6th place. Daniel Hemrick, 7th. Christian Eckes. 8th. Ty Majeski, 9th. Chandler Smith rounds out your top 10. And Parker Kligerman in the 25. Hopefully he gets more opportunities in that ride. Was your highest finishing Ram in 11th. Ross Chastain ran 12th in the 45 for Nice. Brendan Queen was the next highest Ram in 13th. Gio Ruggiero, 14th. Tyler Ankrum, upside down head guy, 15th. And then kind of just scrolling through here. Manny Tyrell with the 21st place finish. I mean, that's better than his teammates Corey LaJoie and Justin Haley, who I believe both got caught up in wrecks, but still. That is pretty well the notable finishers there.
I want to bring up about front row. I want to draw back to the last topic. But if Gregson's out, they just go with Lane Riggs. They seem to kind of promote
that would be a good. I would actually like that move because Lane Riggs, he's a good talent.
Depending who else they could get.
It seems like, and Lane Riggs is the highest Ford prospect right now because they don't have any O'Reilly Series drivers. So their pipeline literally starts at the Truck Series.
Now they might be able to go get a vet if enough are available. But if
Right.
no one's available, and you want to move on from Gregson.
But that
Yeah.
just feels like the decision that front row has
Yeah.
kind of gone with is they've replaced most of their Zane Smith was their front row guy, Todd Gillen is their front
Yeah.
row guy, so they've kind of just replaced
Which-
drivers with their drivers in the truck series, and
Yeah.
Todd Gillen never had a Xfinity series career really, and
Which is
neither did
crazy
Zane
because those cars
Smith.
are fully funded basically on their own without the drivers almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic
think you'd
in
want
place
one
out
vet.
there front row.
Mhm.
Right. But
Yeah.
and like that's credit to Zane Smith and Todd Gillen. I feel like they both are great drivers that are doing well with the equipment they have.
Todd
But
doesn't get enough credit.
nope.
I don't think he does either.
It's because his name's harder to say than Zane Smith. So
That's true. That's fair.
Yep.
Coming from someone with the last name Smith.
yeah. But any other points you guys want to make about the Truck Series race before we move on to O'Reilly?
I mean, I just got to say, what a week for Carson Hocevar. I mean, we obviously know getting his first career Cup win at Talladega. Then, literally the next week, he goes on and wins at Texas, dominating the race. And, but yeah, overall, I just feel like overall, he's just growing as a driver. He's maturing. He's continuing to learn. And I just feel like right now we're seeing the best out of Carson Hocevar as a race car driver. And I feel like it's going to continue. It's going to continue throughout the season. And
Didn't he actually have a loose wheel at the end of that race and still won? He had a vibration of some kind.
Not sure.
I'll have to go back and
missed.
I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. But yeah, I just feel like right now we're seeing the best out of Carson Hocevar and who he is as a race car driver, and I feel like he's only going to get better as the season progresses. But I got to give Kyle Busch a shout out. I mean, to battle back after hitting the wall, like we talked about earlier, from going nearly 2 laps down and to finish second. I mean, that says a lot about Kyle Busch in the Truck Series. And I just like that he had that he didn't give up. He had that not give up attitude, and he just continues to claw his way back when he's down. So
Too bad he didn't have that today.
Say that again.
Too bad he didn't have that today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that is true. That is true. But yeah, Spire, they were definitely fun to watch on Friday night.
Moving on to Saturday afternoon, Kyle Larson got the win in the O'Reilly Series race. Who could have foreseen that? Was in a much more dramatic fashion than perhaps we expected. Justin Allgaier was your pole sitter. He finished second. Sam Mayer finally getting a good finish in third. Brent Cruz in fourth. Disgruntled Junior Motorsports former driver. Chinnery doesn't like him. Who would have thought it? Parker Retzlaff fifth, Sheldon Creed sixth, Austin Hill seventh, Brandon Jones in eighth, Jesse Love ninth, and Jeremy Clements in 10th. As we do have a shout out in the chat. Bull didn't get to watch the race, but just saw you won. Congrats. Thank you very much, Bull. It's not something you see every day. Chase Elliott win within the same calendar year, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, pretty solid Xfinity Series race, as always. Okay, here's part of the problem. It says Xfinity fastest lap, which I know that's their sponsor, the fastest lap. But that is why whenever I look at the O'Reilly Series results, I get thrown off by the Xfinity Series fastest lap.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. It's too much to say. Xfinity Series to say.
I just say O'Reilly Series.
Yeah, let's try to keep it O'Reilly.
Amateur Series.
I first of all, we got to shout out Parker Retzlaff for another impressive finish in that 99, a fifth place finish. Okay, my headset's being weird, but I think y'all can. Yeah, my thing's lighting up. But another impressive finish for the Retzlaff man. You want to talk about somebody who is outperforming equipment? It is him, and to credit him even more, like Matthew Bandetto struggled in this car last year, and he's been wheeling it to top 10s consistently.
He'll probably get blackballed because he didn't push somebody at Daytona 2 years ago.
Yep, that's right. He helped a Ford win the race, Harrison Burton.
He'll be blackballed for that.
Yeah,
forgot about that. Who was he running for? Beard?
Beard Motorsports, and they're a Chevy team, and he helped a Ford win.
He didn't push Kyle Busch.
Oh, how dare he? How dare he?
And Richard Childress with that.
Yep.
Womp womp.
Yep. We can kind of blame Retzlaff for ending Kyle Busch's streak of consecutive wins in the season. For that.
Well, maybe Kyle Busch shouldn't suck.
It's never Kyle. It's always the crew chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything notable y'all want to bring up from this race? Connor Zilic was good, led some laps, but ended up 21st.
Yeah, I mean
overall
there. Yeah, I mean overall, I was able to watch the whole race on Saturday, and the O'Reilly Series continues to never disappoint. I mean, the best series out of all 3 national series in NASCAR, and there was some great battles, a lot of great racing, cars sliding around, and in all 3 stages. I mean, we saw Justin Allgaier dominate early. In stage 2, we saw Connor Zilic dominate, and in the final stage, we saw Kyle Larson dominate the final stage. So, I mean, overall, it was definitely a crazy race. And I don't know if you guys saw this battle, but it was Zilic, Larson, and Cruz battling for the lead. And coming out of turn 4, they were 3 wide, and they were all sideways. And yeah, that definitely kept me at the edge of my seat for sure.
What is the Xfinity cut or O'Reilly cut off for the chase?
12. Yeah, because it's 10.
Yeah.
Brent Cruz is still making it despite missing races.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make it. He is getting closer and closer to that win, fellas.
He will be in the 11th. It is May 3rd of 2026. He will be in the 11 car in 2028. Mark my words right now.
Yep. We've talked about it on here, and we all agree that Brent Cruz is going to take over for Denny Hamlin after the 2027 season. But yeah, that dude, he is just so fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when he gets some part-time rides probably within the next year or 2 in the Cup Series.
He'll probably run the 67 next year.
Probably.
Good point. But yeah, I mean, just looking at these results, like we talked about, Parker Retzlaff outrunning that Viking Motorsports equipment. I mean, that guy is continuing to impress. But I got to give Sam Mayer a shout out. I mean, much needed result after the last couple of weeks. I mean, compared to Sheldon Creed, he's just not been getting the results. And, but yeah, this is definitely a much needed run for Sam Mayer, because going into this race, he was outside the playoff cut line. But with this result, he was able to get into 12th place. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be good momentum moving forward. And, when we go to Watkins Glen next week, Sam Mayer is another underrated road course racer. So I feel like this is going to be some momentum. This is going to be something good in the right direction for Sam Mayer in that 41 group. And it's definitely going to be fun to watch for sure. But yeah, much needed run for Mayer after somewhat of a sluggish start to this 2026 season.
Chinnery, you mentioned the standings. I'm going to circle back to the Craftsman Truck Series real quick. Caden Honeycutt has now assumed the points lead in that series with the most stage points by far, with 72 on the year. Chandler Smith slides down to 2nd place, just about 14 points back from your leader. Lane Riggs is right there within 20 points with 3rd place. Gio Ruggiero is also hanging out in 4th, with Ben Rhodes in 5th. Christian Eck at 6th. Ty Majeski 7th. Corey Heim hasn't ran a race in a while. He's still 8th in the point standings. Tyler Ankrum 9th. Upside down head. Stuart Friesen 10th. Jake Garcia 11th. And Justin Haley rounding. Wait, I forgot this is in the Xfinity Series. So Stuart Friesen is currently your cutoff line. Well, with Heim not being in the standings, Jake Garcia is actually your cutoff line for the chase. Haley is just outside, just 1 point back of that. You got Daniel Hemrick, Brennan Queen hanging out within 10 points. Tanner Gray's around there. And yeah, that's the current state of the Truck Series standings.
I think Haley's going to slowly start to take off as Ram starts to get board data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same with Butterbean Queen, I think.
Yeah.
His might be slower, though. But I think if Dodge is serious about being in the Cup Series, I think he is like their future prospect.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heard that. And then looking at the O'Reilly Series standings, Justin Allgaier has a bigger lead on the O'Reilly Series than that of Tyler Reddick in the Cup Series. He's got a 121-point lead. No, it's not rigged. It can't be. It's Dale Jr. Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed is your second place driver. He's also putting together a really great season. You look at Allgaier, he has 3 wins, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. Well, Creed's got a win. He's got 6 top 5s and 10 top 10s in the 12 races they've ran so far. So Creed is putting together a really impressive season. He's got a 40-point lead on Jesse Love, who was his former maybe teammate, but on his former team.
Yeah, I was going to say Creed or Love. He replaced Creed going into 2025.
Okay, so his replacement there, Corey Day, 4th in the point standings.
Really impressive.
Yeah, he's
definitely
looking good, and that's even after a bad finish, but a great race at Texas. Brandon Jones 5th, Sammy Smith 6th, Austin Hill in 7th. He's been kind of working his way back up the standings a bit here recently. Carson Quaffle slides down to 8th. Parker Retzlaff up to 9th place in the point standings. Taylor Gray 10th. His back is most certainly hurting. William Sawalich in 11th with his win. And then Sam Mayer slides into that 12th position, just about 8 points ahead of Ryan Sieg. And then Brent Cruz is already within 10 points or within 15 points of the cut line. He will be crossing that cut line within a race or two here for sure. Rajat Karuth has kind of hit that wall, I think the rookie wall, if you will. He's sliding down to 15th in the point standings. You got to remember he's also running for Jordan Anderson Racing. He was kind of driving the wheels off the thing to start the year, but
he hasn't had
definitely hitting a learning curve.
Too many races in the 88, has he?
I think 3.
Yeah. 3. I think majority of them, they've been with Jordan Anderson Racing.
I think his kind of backloaded.
Okay. Yeah, because I think they wanted him to be in the good equipment for the chase.
That and Cup drivers on allowed to run the chase.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then any other notables? Harrison Burton is way down here in 23rd. Definitely not impressing like he did last season.
Brendan Poole's always found a way to
just ahead of LeVar Scott. Brendan Poole, yeah, you got to give Brendan Poole a shout out there.
He got screwed over for the doctor though, Storm Pole.
Should have never replaced Nick Sanchez.
Brendan Poole has been screwed over. Oh wait, I just realized what you said. I got it backwards.
Was he in Ganassi's Xfinity at one time?
Yeah, he was a pretty solid driver, and then the Ross Chastain train came through, which can't argue against.
Well, wasn't he
DC
solar backed, and then that whole scandal happened that cost him?
Well, Ross was DC solar back too.
Yeah, but I was thinking Brendan Poole that cost him altogether because Ross was still able to get rides and Brendan wasn't.
Oh yeah, but Brennan was replaced by Ross was the plan, and then the DC solar thing just fell apart. That's what I thought. Wasn't he supposed to drive the 48? Maybe not.
I don't even know.
It's been so long, I forgot the lore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the current state of the Xfinity Series standing. Anything stand out to y'all?
I mean, just looking at these standings, I think we can all agree that Harrison Burton has been the biggest disappointment this year in the O'Reilly Series. I felt like going from AM Racing to Sam Hunt Racing, I feel like this was going to be a great move for Burton. He's associated with Toyota again, where he had a lot of success with Joe Gibbs Racing, winning 4 races, and I just felt like that was going to be the right move to put together even better performances and results compared to AM Racing. And the speed is just not there. I just don't know what's going on with that 24 group right now, but they've been awful. They have been awful this year. And
you've seen talking to Jimmy Johnson, so that means he's getting the legacy car.
Oh,
yeah, that is a good point. Yeah. But
Harrison Burton is.
I think he is their relief driver, though.
Yeah, he is.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still that.
But yeah, Burton, those guys, they definitely need to turn it around, because I just thought that this was a great move for Burton, but he's just not living up to expectations.
Burton and that family are great people. I just don't know if he's that talented.
Yeah. I mean, going back to 2022 when it was announced that he was going to take over the 21 car, I remember when that news broke, I'm just like, what? He's not even ready.
I mean, he was just
Yeah.
starting to get good in Xfinity.
Yeah. I mean, he had like his rookie year, he was impressive. Like I said, 4 wins with Joe Gibbs Racing in Toyota, but in his sophomore year, he didn't even win a race. And he was just slightly off compared to what we saw in his rookie year. And then all of a sudden he's rewarded with a cup ride with one of the most historic race teams in NASCAR. But
At some point, you gotta wonder: would he benefit from just going try to make a truck career?
I don't know. At this point, he ain't making no push for a cup career anymore. So
yeah,
No.
I mean,
Well-
I don't know. With that third legacy car, I mean, he does bring funding. So
Yeah, I don't think
Plus
that's
have the-
actually gonna happen.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But
I get why he's a relief driver. He's Toyota and got Cup experience, but that's about it.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's a good point. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, he more than likely will not get that 84 car next year.
Unless some magic funding that's for 36 races.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that would have us questioning why he's in that car, just like we were questioning why he's in the 21. But
Honestly, would he be worse than Riley Herbst? I'm being dead serious.
Dang.
There's a point to be made.
Yeah.
There is a point to
I
be
think
made.
Riley Herbst's in better equipment than he ever was in the Cup, but
True.
I don't know. I don't know how back that 21 is. I think it depends
Well,
who's in the car.
Let's
how back
put it this way. Let's put it this way, Chinry. Matt DiBenedetto had the 21 car running better than Austin Cindric has ever looked in a Penske car.
That is true.
Yeah.
So
Was he
I don't
better?
know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. But anyways, enough about our soapbox. Is there anything y'all want to bring up from the sport before we wrap up the show?
Brent Cruz will be in the chase after Watkins Glen.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Oh, Chinry has something?
I just want to make a why Watkins Glen in May does not feel right.
It feels
just
so
think
wrong.
I just
Yeah.
need to be talked about. I
It
see why
feels
they
very
did it though,
wrong.
because last year just felt like we were so road course heavy midsummer,
Mm-hmm.
but it just
Well,
does not
then-
feel right.
Then just move Sonoma off the schedule for all I care. Everyone hates me now.
Worst track
I
in
don't
NASCAR.
care. It's a most overrated track in NASCAR.
I'd rather watch 2 Pocono races.
Okay,
one Sonoma
let's. Hey. That was Chinry's message. Y'all can go find him on Twitter for that one. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, comment down below your guys' thoughts. Tune in on Thursday for our Fast 5 picks. I had a pretty good week. I'm pretty happy about my week. Made some ground up on Mr. Miller over there, and I just need that to keep going. Be sure to also tune in to our post Watkins Glen reaction, just like this live stream. We'll be going live about 20-30 minutes after the race. So, hey, Chase Elliott going to Watkins Glen after a win. Maybe we make it number 3. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Chinry. It's the very last second. Thanks for being able to come on and hang out with us here today.
I'll see you in 27.
Yeah, see you in 27 for a random race. Yeah. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if I didn't mention that. Follow Ben at Ben Miller PXP on Twitter. Chinry, you have to remind me what your Twitter handle is.
@CHenry_20.
Okay, so it used to be something different though. No?
I had a 48 in it, and I figured, well, I might as well just start getting that attached to the 48.
Valid.
He used to have
yeah.
35.
We will see you guys in the next one.